What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Win-Win Podcast, where we upload an episode every Wednesday. And if you're new here, welcome to the podcast. My name is Tommy Wynn.
And I'm Sophie Wynn.
And we're a husband and wife who moved out to Silicon Valley right after college. And prior to moving out here, we didn't have any family. We didn't know anyone. We didn't have community. And now we've started a business together and we found a community that we absolutely love.
And that's exactly why we created It's a Win-Win Podcast. It's for you to feel connected to us because we know what it feels like to not have community. And I think right now, a lot of us are feeling the weight of that, missing our community, our family, our friends. And so we hope we could be that community for you, where we share our lives and our stories with you, where you can get to know us a little bit better and feel connected.
Oh, yeah. And Sophie, let our audience know and our listeners know what we're talking about today.
So to kick off, or really not kick off, I guess end this year, we were looking at all the podcasts that we created for you guys, and our top performing podcast was the one where Tommy and I asked each other questions that we've never asked each other before. And we got some awesome feedback on that. So thank you for letting us know your thoughts. It was so much fun to record and to film because we are filming this on YouTube.
Yes.
P.S. Our channel name is now called It's a Win-Win.
Yes. So if you've been watching on our YouTube channel, which we're recording this podcast on, it used to be called Just Living, and it's a win-win YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's a
right?
win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
So it's perfect. It's fun. We're excited about it. Thank you guys for your support. And so we are going to do a part 2 of questions that we've never asked each other before. And if you guys didn't watch the first one, the link will be in the description of the YouTube video if you're watching.
Yep.
And you can watch part 1. But today we're going to do part 2. And we have about 3 to 4. We have a couple questions that we have saved on our phones, and we'll just see where the conversation goes. So
I'll kick us off with the first question. And personally, I just really liked the episode that we did with the questions we've never asked each other. I thought it was just a fun, more kind of off the cuff type of podcast where we were just asking each other questions and we didn't know who was asking what.
yeah, and I think it's just conversational. It's fun. It's lighthearted, nothing too serious. And we hope that you guys watching can get to know us a little bit better. So
Yeah.
let's see. I'm
All right.
always nervous because I have no idea what's about to be
I think
asked.
I got some good questions. I have a couple I'll pick from, and let me go through my questions right now. Okay, so I'm gonna ask this one first because, and some of these questions I actually want to answer myself,
You should answer
but
them.
I'll ask you first. Okay,
Okay.
first question: if you knew you're going to inherit $100 million on May 15th, 2021, how would you live your life differently right now? And I say May 15th, 2021 because that's our
Second
wedding anniversary.
year?
Second, yes. No, wait.
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah. 19 plus 2 is 21. 2021. Yeah.
Okay. So if I were to inherit how much money?
$100 million.
How would it change the way I live now?
Yeah, just knowing okay, the way you live now, the way we live now, right? Obviously, we don't have $100 million.
No.
But if you knew you were going to inherit that on a specific date, how would you live now? Would you live more carefree? Would you live the same? And just think about it a little bit. You're going to inherit all this money.
I think the best way to do it, who knows, it would be really this easy, but I feel like you should stay living the way that you do now and to really not get ahead of yourself because anything could happen. That is not I guess it could not be promised, but you just never know what can happen. So I think you should still live below your means at all times, always. At least that's our philosophy. I don't know if I would really change too much because I don't have the money to spend now.
Okay, let's change the question a little bit. If
Okay.
you were going to inherit it next week, guaranteed promise into your bank account, you have, was that 8 zeros? $100 million.
Okay. I would definitely tell all of my family, hey, block out time. We can all quarantine together. I'll pay for all of your bills. Don't worry about it. I'm going to get this amazing, humongous house somewhere where it's not cold. Maybe Hawaii or something. Yeah, so planning ahead. I would say I've become more of a planner. Tommy has gotten me really organized, and I think in my work I have to be really organized. And so I would coordinate with the whole family, take off work, we'll pay for your bills, pay for your wages, and let's just like quarantine together and have a lot of fun and eat really good food and go on vacation. I think is that answering your question?
Yeah, it is. So you would go on basically on vacation.
Oh yeah.
You said buy a house?
Or rent like
Or
a
rent.
mansion. I want everyone to have like their own everything.
I mean,
like a
think about this
suite
right
of the
now. This
house.
is $100 million. It's not $1 million. It's not $100,000.
Yeah.
It's $100 million.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't buy a house like right away because I don't really know where we want to settle and stuff, but I definitely think we should invest that money. And so somehow investing into real estate or whatever, because right now is the time, I think, right? Based on what everyone's saying, they're all buying houses and selling their houses.
All the YouTube real estate gurus, Graham Stevens, I see you, homie.
Yeah, so I think with that money, first thing I think about immediately is my family. Why not invite friends? We can get them a little thing too. And you could just, I feel like it has to be like by the ocean so you could go surf. And then,
Man, I would like buy an island maybe.
yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like that's exactly what I would do.
So I was like, that would be like the first like couple of things you would do.
Yeah, from my first thought. And then probably just buy out this lease or like pay it all off and move to a bigger place.
Nice. I mean, I would say that's pretty normal. You know, people would buy like what they would want their desires, right? So I want to ask you guys, like, think about this question. If you were to inherit $100 million next week, guaranteed in your bank, when you look at your bank account, it's going to go up by so many zeros. How would you change the way you live now? I think for me, the first thing I would do is get a financial advisor.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, this is way too much money. Like,
I don't know
this
what
is
to do with it.
way too much money for me.
Yeah. So that's your first,
That was
that's
my
your
first
answer.
question. Yeah. I just thought about it this morning. I'm like, interesting.
Yeah. I think we would definitely be super generous to our family and friends and I just think about your parents and I think about my family and places they've never been before. Like, I don't think any of us have been to Hawaii. Not that I know of. My family, Tommy's family.
Actually, also, I wouldn't tell anybody at all. Only
That's
Sophie would know.
And
And
probably your dad.
I would secretly pay my parents' mortgages, my family's
Yeah.
mortgages, and a few friends around. I would pay their mortgages as well.
I would give my brother, Andy, money for my niece Skylar. She's a baby still, but like all her college tuition, like stuff like that. Because I feel like all that money, I don't know, why not use it for people in our life so they can have a better quality of life? Because obviously you would have a better quality of life with that much money.
And also, I would probably just hire professionals to set up this whole podcast thing and have them recommend me, equipment.
Oh, I would hire like a personal chef, facts. Or just like, they have to be Lao or Viet though, because they have to know how to make Lao or Viet food.
True. I mean,
And
Gordon
above.
Ramsay made Lao food.
Who knows if it was really
I would
good.
hire Gordon
Gordon
Ramsay.
Ramsay would be
actually.
so fun. We
I
love
would
Gordon
hire him.
Ramsay.
If I could. I probably couldn't.
Anybody else love Gordon Ramsay? Let us
But
know.
yes, so think about it.
Okay, let me see.
If you get $100 million into your bank account next week, how would you live life differently now?
Yeah, message us on Instagram or comment below on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube because we want to know. Give us some ideas.
And I would just buy a surfboard too. Just like one. Would be good enough for me.
Okay. Okay, Tommy Nguyen. My question to you, on the day that you proposed, how did you prepare prior? I don't think I've ever asked you this.
That is a great question. Because the whole time leading up to story time. So this was, when did I propose? 2018.
February?
Wait, 2018, right? Oh, yeah. It was actually February 2019. February 1st, we went on a date for our anniversary of like dating.
Yeah,
Right.
6 years, I think.
And that was like the 7th year.
Oh,
No, wait,
7th.
I'm just kidding. 6 years.
Yeah.
6 years of dating and like February 1st. And I didn't think about popping the question until like maybe like it came to me like a week before. I'm like, oh, this would be a great time to propose. I'm like, we've been dating for a while. 6 years is a long time.
You said you had the ring, though, for like a year.
But I had the ring. So I knew I wanted to. I just never knew when, right? So the what if question of like, did I want to? Yeah. Like I did. I just didn't know when. Like when was the right time, right? Is there ever a right time, really? So I bought the actual ring a year before. And I just kind of had it. And if you listen to some of our previous episodes, we kind of mentioned it and how Sophie like almost found it and how I basically almost gave it away like a few times.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I knew our anniversary was coming up, 6 years. I'm like, okay, we're probably gonna go do something, you know, go eat at a nice restaurant.
Which we never really do.
Yeah, we don't really do that too often. And so we went to this like super nice restaurant called the Grand View up on Mount Hamilton. It's in San Jose.
It's beautiful.
Super cool restaurant. Food's really good too.
Amazing service.
Highly recommend for like special occasions. And you get like this insane like city view of San Jose, right?
I mean, the most beautiful
San Jose?
view
Yeah.
ever. You're sitting there and you see, it was just beautiful.
Yes. So I don't know what the question was.
Well, how did you prepare?
Oh, how did I prepare? Okay. So yeah, it's a big mental preparation, right? So I decided like a week before. I'm like, oh, okay, let's go to this restaurant, this nice restaurant for our anniversary. I'm like, man, it just makes sense. Like this is the time to ask. So once I made that decision, I'm like, okay, what am I gonna say? How am I gonna say it? And I actually didn't think about that until the night of, because this is how I am. I was just like, okay, now I know the night I'm gonna do it. And I almost backed out too. I was like, man, this is like nerve wracking. Like I am actually kind of pretty nervous. And so we got to the restaurant, and I remember like the waiter was showing us to our seats, and then you left to go to the restroom. I'm like, oh man, this is like just working out. Like, I got some favor right now. And the guy came up, and our waiter actually was like this younger dude. Like he was like still in college. So he was like right about our age. I'm like, man, and super talkative social guy. So I was just talking to him. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna pop the question tonight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what's up? Like, can you help me out? He's just like super down. He's like, oh yeah, I got you. What you need? Like, let me know.
He was awesome.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it after dinner, I think. And we're just gonna go outside. Can you take some pictures? And then he's like, yeah, I'll grab my manager. We'll take pictures. It'll be fun. It'll be all cool. I'm like, all right, sweet. It's like we eat dinner. So I'm like kind of thinking about it throughout the dinner. And then at times I just kind of forget too, because we're just enjoying, you know, our company, like, and the food too.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was fancy, man. And
The fanciest place we've ever been.
And then right before dessert, I think I went to the restroom, just like a prep talk, like pep talking myself up. Yeah, I'm like, okay, Tommy, you got this. Like, you got this. This is all you gotta say. You just gotta ask one question. Don't say too much. Don't say too little, and just like keep it right in, you know, at the right balance. And then I'm like, hey, let's go outside. Like the view's nice, right? The view's nice.
Yeah.
And it was raining too.
Yeah, we were also the only ones in the restaurant the whole time.
Yeah, we went at like 6 o'clock. It didn't start getting busy until like 7.
Yeah.
Again, man, everything just worked out like so perfectly.
It was so intimate.
And I didn't really put a ton of planning into it. It was just like, let's do this, and yeah, it was amazing.
We're simple.
We went out. Sophie's like, man, this view is so like beautiful. I'm like, yes, it is. And then when she like turned around to look, and then I got on my one knee, and then did the proposal. Well, actually, I talked to her first, right?
Yeah.
You turned around, we were just talking. I was just saying like how I loved her so much, and just so like grateful to have her in my life, and just how like our lives, you know, how far we've come, and you know, all these things. And then that's when I popped the question, like after I kind of gave my little speech that I didn't really prepare that much for. I mean, maybe the night
It came
of.
from the heart. It's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, that's how I prepared.
I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening.
Yeah, and then, you know, Sophie got emotional,
I was like, what?
which makes sense, right?
And he got the best ring ever. I mean, my style, if you guys can't tell, is pretty like simple, minimal. I don't know. That's just what I like. You know, small little dainty details, really ideally like trying to dress like I'm chic. You know what I mean?
I would say your style is pretty like minimal and simple.
Yeah. And I'm also really interested.
So you just said that, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, I don't know. I'm just really inspired by different people on Instagram and like street fashion, whatever. Anyway, so basically the glitz and the glam used to be me, really isn't me anymore. And he got me like this ring that I told him I really liked forever ago, which is a really simple band with diamonds. So it's not fussy. It's not too big. And it was he got exactly what I wanted. And I thought it was really special.
Do you have it on?
Yeah.
I actually forgot to wear my ring. I don't have it on. It's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
I mean, you guys can't see it, but
Bring it up a little bit closer.
yeah, It's just a really simple band. And
Yeah.
I just didn't want anything too, I don't know, too fussy. I tried on other like travel jewelry rings and they were just big and heavy and clunky. I felt like it got stuck in everything. I just really didn't like it. And this just fits my hand well. My hands are small. It's just, I don't know. It's just perfect for me. And maybe one day we can upgrade to something different. But to me, he got me exactly what I wanted. It was perfect.
Yeah. So pro tip, you guys, if you guys are dating, you have a girlfriend, or yeah, if you're dating, you have a girlfriend and you're wondering what kind of ring to get your girlfriend that you would propose to her, get her what she wants, right? Don't be trying to go out there and
I mean,
get all this. If she doesn't want anything like too crazy, or if she does, I mean, if you can afford it, great.
yeah.
But just get her what she wants. Happy wife, happy life. You've heard it before. If you're hearing it now, it's true.
Yeah. And I personally, though, if Tommy would have picked something different than this, I still would have loved it because I think he has amazing style and amazing taste. And he understands what I would like. So I don't like it. I mean, he was going to get me like those, not traditional, but like a bigger diamond ring.
Yeah.
You know, that was his plan. But obviously he changed his mind. And maybe one day I can change my mind. Who knows? But where we are in our life right now, I don't want to spend a lot of money on a ring. Don't think it's necessary. And this is perfect for me.
Yep. All right. That was a good question. I like that one.
Yeah, I never really asked you.
Alrighty. Question number 3.
Yeah.
Coming from me, right?
Or 2.
Or number 2. Wait. Yeah. Cause you. Yep. Okay. Question number 2. I have some really fun ones, and I have some. Okay, let's just ask this one.
Okay.
What's the most embarrassing thing you've done? I'll answer this one too, so you don't have to just expose yourself. I'll expose myself too.
The most embarrassing thing I've done. Do you know of any? I can't even think about it.
I feel like there's too many to count.
I'm trying to think.
I'm just kidding.
The most embarrassing thing I've done.
Or how about recently? An embarrassing thing you've done recently. You just felt kind of embarrassed.
I really don't know.
What? So you never get embarrassed, or you don't get embarrassed often?
Not really. You can go first while I think.
Okay, so this is going back to story time. This was when I was in preschool. So when I was a lot younger. I've told you this story before, actually. So I'm answering my own question, which is great because I'm exposing myself right now. So preschool, I had to use a bathroom really bad. You already know where this is going. And I was wearing green sweatpants, by the way. Like Kelly green, like grass green sweatpants. Raised my hand. I was in the back row. I'm like, teacher, I need to use the restroom bad. And she's like, Tommy, you're not going to the restroom right now. Sit back down.
Rude.
And I'm like, I'm serious. Like, I need to use the restroom. And she's like, no, you're sitting there. We're doing study time or whatever we're doing, some activity. And then I look down and that Kelly green, that grass green turned a dark green. I peed my pants in class and it got everywhere.
Ew.
And my sweatpants got all wet. And then I'm like, see, I told you. And I just ran to the restroom. I didn't even care what the teacher said. And I went and finished what I needed to do. And I had to change my pants. And I don't know if kids did this or parents did this for their kids. But I always brought like extra clothes to put into my backpack. Because what else we're going to put in our backpacks when we're in preschool? Most of the time it's an empty backpack. Maybe a couple pieces of paper and pencils. But I always brought clothes. And I'm like, I got an extra pair of pants. So I switched it out and we're all good to go.
I love it.
But I felt embarrassed, when I had to do like that walk of shame to the restroom. But I was also mad at the teacher at the time because she didn't let me go. And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah. I feel like when kids tell us that they need to go use the restroom, I'm like, go, 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 because they're going to pee their pants.
Yeah. So that was embarrassing. I mean, it's not embarrassing now, but when at that moment, I remember feeling embarrassed.
I think I have mine.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if this is the most embarrassing, and maybe if I can figure it out after we're done with this podcast, I can post on social media in case I forget. But it was at Purdue, and it was probably my senior year, maybe. And I was parking on the street to go to class. And Tommy always tells me I'm a very confident driver, even though he thinks I should be a little more careful. I think I'm very careful. He's just a little more smooth. I just get the places faster than him, I guess. So you can decide what that means. But I got really confident, and then I backed up into this big yellow what are they called? Poles? Parking
Yeah,
poles?
it's like a parking pole.
Yeah. So in my little dainty car, sorry, Mom, bump is still there on the car.
It's still there. It's dented.
Yeah, so it's a constant reminder of how I hit into that thing. People are all walking to class. It's super loud. I don't know if you guys have ever hit a pole with your car. It is not quiet. It was like, boom. And I was like, I remember my heart started racing. I was like, was that me? Because I honestly felt so confident parallel parking this car.
Yeah, and I remember you called me after. I think I was in class, or you texted me or something. And you're like, I hit something. I'm like, what'd you hit? Like a person? Like a bike? Like what?
Because there's students everywhere. So
Yeah.
I felt so embarrassed. Yeah, that is one time I definitely feel embarrassed. And it's a constant reminder. And Tommy doesn't let me forget. He's like, oh, I remember that one time. Because when I get a little too confident, he's like, don't forget, you've hit things before.
Yes. And then that brings up another story, which could be embarrassing, could not be embarrassing for you, but it's going to continue to expose you.
Okay.
Okay, so at our old apartment complex that we used to live in, we parked in these carports, and the carports had like these poles before you pulled into your parking spot. It's like right at the beginning of the parking spot. And then because you parked kind of under your apartment unit, under the apartments, and anytime I would be in the passenger and Sophie would be driving and she would pull into the parking space, I'm like, hey, you're turning kind of wide. You're like about to hit the pole every time you turn in. And this has happened like a bunch of times. And I just warned them, like, just be careful. Like, turn a little bit tighter to the pole on the left side as you're turning in, because you have to turn left into the parking spot. And she always kind of went wide. And I remember one day I was just at home and she came home. She's like,
I hit it.
hey, I hit the pole. And then
I did it.
scraped the bumper, broke off the little reflector thing.
But then it was easy fix. We just like rubbed off some of the paint and then whatever the reflector went back on or something. I don't know. But
Easy, right? Easy, because
looked-
it magically just fixed itself, right?
It looked like nothing even happened.
Yeah, that took some work to make that happen, right? Because I had to replace a reflector, I had to clean up all the scruffs, and had to figure all that out and made it look easy, like an easy fix, because Sophie didn't have to do anything. But yes, sometimes Sophie here can get a little confident in her driving and misses just like the little minor details. Like for me, at least like when it comes to cars, like I like to keep my car in pristine condition. I don't want any little scratches. Like I want to keep it nice and clean, but that's just who I am.
I mean, I don't either. I love a clean car. I love a flawless car with no scratches. I'd say our car looks great right
And
now.
I would just say Sophie's a slightly more aggressive driver than I am.
100%.
Like just slightly.
My mom's always telling me, take it easy, slow down. Does anybody watch Mama Maya and Jeannie Maya on YouTube? Take it easy, take it easy. It's like Mama Maya.
Take it easy.
Is it my turn? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yep.
Okay. What is your favorite thing that I do for you?
My favorite thing that you do for me. That's a good question. So my love language is one of the top two is acts of service. So it is like a service related thing. Like I like when you do laundry because I hate doing laundry. Well, hate's a strong word. I strongly dislike doing laundry.
He really doesn't like laundry.
Actually, I don't like the folding part, but that's the part I always help with. I don't know why, but that's the
Yeah.
part I dislike the most. Like putting it into the washer and then into a dryer is totally fine. I just don't like the process of it. It's just so like I wish it could just happen automatically. I wish I could just wake up and have clean clothes. So going back to the question about the $100 million, I'd probably this is super wasteful, but just buy new clothes every time and I'm gonna wash my old clothes.
You're like
Super
a celebrity.
wasteful. I'm exposing myself, but that's just the honest truth. But I think
That's your favorite thing I do for you?
no, I want to say favorite. I think it's when you cook for me because the reason why, because it doesn't happen too often. So it's actually like pretty nice when she does cook for me, and she does make stuff that I can't make. So then we get to eat those meals like papaya salad. I don't know how to make that. And
That I do.
Sophie makes a good papaya salad. Not as spicy as I want it to be.
Because I can't handle it.
Yes, but it's still very delicious. So I actually very much enjoy when you cook for me.
Aw. I didn't think he would say that.
What do you think I was gonna say?
I don't know.
Oh, how about you?
You're gonna so you're asking
Answer
me
your
the
own
same
question.
question?
Yes.
Favorite thing you do for me? I mean, you do so much. Tommy's love language is acts of service, right? Did you say that?
Acts of service and quality time. But acts of service is like up there with both of them.
Yeah.
Or with, yeah.
My favorite thing. I mean, I would also say the same answer when you cook for me, because Tommy cooks for me a lot. I mean, he's just the cook.
And I think part of it too, like growing up, it's with my parents. It kind of roots back to that. My parents, growing up, I always ate home cooked meals. We rarely went out to eat. My parents cooked every night, and my dad was always kind of like the chef in the house. He was like our main cook. He cooked everything. I mean, of course, my mom did as well, but my dad was like the main person who did it all, and my mom would help, of course. But I think that's just the way I was raised, just home cooked meals, and I enjoy cooking as well.
Yeah, you do.
Depending on what we make, I'll get out like a little glass of like wine or like a little margarita from Costco. Sip on that, put some just like chill, like lo-fi or jazz type music on, and just cook and just kind of be in my own world.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing that you do for me, one of the many things, because you do a lot, I do appreciate when he cooks for me. And he's never in a bad mood when he's doing it. He's never rushed. It's just something that you could tell is relaxing to him. Probably similar to laundry and cleaning for me. I'm never upset or mad when I'm doing it. It's just easy and therapeutic, and it makes him happy. So I'm like, whatever.
That is so true. I think that's how we work really well with each other. Because you like the laundry and the cleaning. I'll do the cooking and organizing, whatever else that you don't want to do.
I probably don't like cooking because the cooking is messy. It's dirty. You got to clean it afterwards. It smells the house. That's probably why I don't like cooking. I'd rather just go out to eat, go to the taco truck, have my tacos at home, done, throw it away.
Yeah. So it really works out. I think it's a nice balance as we're talking about it right now, because I strongly dislike doing laundry.
Yeah, you do.
All right. Next question.
Last one.
All right. Question number 3. We have a bunch of questions to choose from, but we're only going to do 3 questions today, because if we didn't, this podcast would go on for probably 3 hours. Okay. So this question is going to make us think back to when we were young. What did you think was cool then when you were young, but isn't cool now?
I don't want to offend people if they think it's cool, but I'm just going to be honest with you guys in this podcast.
Yeah, it's all about being honest and transparent.
What did I think was really cool that's not cool anymore?
Yeah, what was cool when you were young then, but it's not cool now?
I mean, I could be wrong that these things are not cool anymore, but I'm just going to say it because it's only a personal reflection of me. So if you still do these things, no shade on you, nothing wrong with it. For me, I thought big, volumized, poofy hair with the side bang, like Jersey Shore style. If you guys watch that, don't judge me. Okay, that was back in the day. We watched it. That was like my thing. I was like, I'm going to be a Jersey girl. I'm going to have big hair, cheetah print all day. Maybe we can pop some photos to embarrass me to really bad. But everyone knew me as the girl who loved cheetah. Not going to lie, I still think it's cute. But yeah, I thought I was the coolest person ever. My hair was just volumized, like all choppy layers.
Like teased, or is that a different thing? Teased hair?
You know what teased hair is? It's like when you bring it up and you take a comb and you go like this, and then it makes it really voluminous.
Is that the same thing?
Teasing your hair, yeah.
Okay.
Most girls probably know that. So I thought that was really cool. And then I would buy very overpriced, ridiculously expensive jeans. And I don't know why. I was in high school. No high schooler needs to be wearing, in my personal opinion, should be wearing jeans that are like $100. But I would save my money for these jeans because I don't know, I felt really cool in them. And I would match. So the jeans had like this intense stitching on it. So the stitching had like a tan color, and I would match the stitching with the top shirt, my shirt.
Wow.
So it'd be tan. It would match the stitching of my jeans, and I would only be very specific on this type of stitching in the color shirt. So I thought I was so cool, probably because other people were doing it around me. And I loved fashion back then a lot. I still do. My just fashion sense has changed a lot. So that's my answer.
Fashionista.
You know, also, we got most fashionable in high school.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, somehow.
So it worked out. She got most fashionable in high school. Those 4 years of being fashionable got her that reward.
And then Nana, my niece, Precious, she has multiple names and nicknames. However you guys know her. I think Nana got most fashionable as well. And then I think Destiny got it. So the Bunpisai name, well, that's named Pimulai, but still, the Bunpisai fam went hard on
So did Michaela get it or no?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But Michaela is so fashionable. So Penn High School, you missed out on that.
Wait,
So-
she didn't go to Penn?
No, I'm saying Penn High School missed out on making Michaela most fashionable.
Oh, gotcha. That's so interesting, right? When you think about like what's cool, your first immediate thoughts go to like fashion or like how you look. That's what's cool, right? It's not like, oh, I know how to code. That's cool. It's more like how I look. Because when I asked that question, I thought of the same thing. So for me, and this is like probably like a style or a look that's like back in the day, right? Would you say like that Jersey Shore look was more of a like a fad or just like a style that was just current at the time?
I don't know if it was current. I just know that like Pauly D and Snooki and all those people from the show were just very famous at the time. And so I think famous people influence culture. So
Okay, that makes sense. Like you're just kind of influenced by the show. And I remember like you loved Cheeto. And I remember your hair like every time. So
yeah.
like in high school, we knew each other, right? And anytime we like hung out, I remember like anytime you saw a mirror, you'd be like making sure that bang is on point.
Yeah. I think it was probably really early high school or middle school. But yeah,
Yeah. No, that's
I lose
And
track
then-
of time.
if people might be doing that now. And that's just a style. It's just
Yeah, totally okay. And I think different regions just have different styles. So
And you
people
like-
in the East Coast probably tease their hair and do all the things. Totally okay.
And when you were in high school, you wanted to move to the East Coast.
I did.
Like,
I
that was,
even
like, your
applied
dream.
for an internship at, I won't say the company, but in the East Coast.
In Jersey.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is it. I'm moving to Jersey.
Where's my khakis?
Yeah, my khakis.
My khakis. Can't find my khakis. All right. I guess I'll answer that question too. I'll keep it simple.
Okay.
So for me, I think back in the day, there's kind of like two things. And this is like in high school as well. It's funny, right? When you're in high school, like what is cool? Like I gotta be cool.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a high school thing. I don't know. But I thought baggy jeans were cool. And I used to skateboard, so we used to be like, yeah, baggy jeans, like we can flow, like, and when we skateboard, like it's all nice and loose. It doesn't have to, it's all like not like tight jeans, and like we would like wear just like super baggy jeans. I probably have some pictures. Actually, I do. I have some pictures when I was in middle school, in junior high, my first day. We just moved, so brand new school district. I don't know where that picture is. But I'm wearing like a DC shirt. So if you're a skateboarder, you know what DC is. DC shirt and then like super baggy jeans with these shoes called Audio shoes. Audio Andersons.
Ew, those big like circular
Oh, they were
ones.
so cool. And
He was
my
one of
favorite
those.
skateboarding shoe, actually the Nike SB P rods were my favorite. But the Audio Andersons were up there. If you know what they're, I'll pop them up on the screen. Amazing skateboarding shoes. Sponsor me, you guys. I want to get back into skateboarding. But anyways, yeah, baggy jeans I thought was super cool
I love baggy jeans.
And-
I think they're
and-
coming back.
and functional. Like you could skateboard and you don't have to like worry about like ripping your jeans. And now like, the cool jeans, right? Or like the skinny jeans, or at least used to be. It's kind of fading right now. For me right now, it's like stretchy jeans, just jeans that are stretchy and a little bit more fitting for sure. But I think there it was coming up where like the trend was like skinny jeans, and
Yeah.
now it's like you said, it's kind of going back to like the baggier, more relaxed fit, even like
90s.
cargo pants.
I dig it.
Yeah, no, I would feel weird actually wearing baggier jeans, but maybe I'll give it a try and see what it feels like.
We'll do it together.
Yeah, so that was my question.
So we can wrap up this podcast with one last question that I'm going to ask Tommy. And my question is, what is your favorite date night that we've ever had?
Whoa, that's a heavy question, man. Okay, let's see. Favorite date night. I would say, I don't know if we could consider this a date night. We talked about it earlier, but going to the Grandview. I mean, that was a date night.
Yeah,
Probably my most memorable date night.
that is true.
Yeah, so to answer the question, that was my favorite date night was going to the Grandview. And then a close second, which is every year on my birthday, we go to Boiling Crab. That's also an amazing date night because we could go eat boiling crab, we get crawfish, we get like 4 pounds, 2 pounds each.
Yes.
We get, lemon pepper wings. No, yeah.
Lemon pepper fries and Cajun wings.
Yes. Super delicious. OMG.
My stomach right now. Oh my gosh.
And then we get sausage in there, and then we get corn, tons of corn on the cob, and we get the whole shebang. So if you ever been to boiling crab, you know, there's different seasonings. You can get like Cajun, you can get garlic. We get the whole shebang, so we get it all mixed up. And then we get like mild or medium in terms of spiciness. I feel like mild's pretty good because it's still pretty spicy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite date nights that we do every year.
I love that answer. I'm going to steal that answer too.
Okay.
But mine's probably on my birthday when we go to Fogo.
Oh yeah, Sophie's a big steak person. She loves steak.
Yeah. And it's our once a year thing. It's where we spend money on each other for our birthdays.
Yes. And then, so when we go to Fogo de Chão, Brazilian steakhouse, what kind of steak? What's your favorite steak? Or favorite cut?
Well, actually, I mean, I love the lamb. It is amazing. Oh my gosh, it's so juicy. It like melts in your mouth. It's amazing. I asked them to give me a lot, and I constantly am asking for it. And then their garlic sirloin, I think it is, bomb. Oh, I think it's garlic sirloin. I don't remember. I haven't been there so long, like so long. I'm sad.
How about the filet?
Yeah, and the filet is amazing. Of course, you have to get the filet. Yeah, so I could just be fine with those like 3 options and not eat any of the other meat. But you know, you got to make it the bang for your buck. And so, and the cheese bread that comes with it. Oh,
that's so good. That's amazing. Okay, so actually, I have another like really favorite date night that we used to do. And this was back in college. Was after class. Where would we go?
Oh, Charlie's or Applebee's?
Yes. So we would go to like an Applebee's or Old Charlie. Actually, I would say Applebee's, and we would get the Long Island Applebee's in West Lafayette, Indiana. You guys do it the best. Or Lafayette, Indiana. I forget where.
I think it's West Lafayette.
West Lafayette, Indiana. You guys have the best Long Islands. I don't know who your bartender was. I should have got their name. But they were
like $1.50 or something. It was ridiculous.
Oh
I missed
gosh.
Indiana prices so much.
Yes.
I'm so overpaying. Ridiculous.
It was like a few bucks for this like nice tall like Long Island.
It was like $3.50 maybe actually.
We would get some food.
And it was like 2 for $20. I'd get a full meal, like all these appetizers. Tommy would get a full meal, all these appetizers. It'd be like $30 for a whole thing, if that.
Yeah.
For both of us. I'm like, this is our after school date night.
It was like mini dates, which is awesome.
It was so much fun. We would finish our entrepreneurship class and then go drive. Oh, like, I miss those days.
We're just like, man, we just need a Long Island right now.
College life, guys.
Let's go to Applebee's.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. Who drinks a Long Island after class? I mean, that's just like college in a nutshell.
We do. What do you mean we do?
I mean, that's just college life, I think.
Yeah.
That's a really good answer. I love that.
That's a good question. Calls for a good answer.
We really hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. It was really fun hearing Tommy's questions this time around. I think they were a little different. And yeah, I just want you guys to feel connected and to get to know us a little bit more. Yeah. And so we hope you learned something new about us, our personalities. And thank you guys for watching or listening.
Yes, thank you so much for watching. And, you know, the questions that we ask, feel free to answer them in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. We would love to hear your answers because we would love to get to know our audience, our viewers as well.
Yeah, because we can make better podcasts and videos once we get to know you guys more. We have a good idea of who some of you are, but we don't always know because it's hard to track.
Yeah, for sure. And so thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, we love you guys and we really just appreciate your guys' engagement as well. So if you're watching on YouTube, you're not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button to keep up to date on our latest videos. We're planning a lot of like really cool content right now, not only the podcast, but we're doing some content for videos as well for the new It's a Win-Win YouTube channel. So that's super exciting. And then hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. And then leave a comment down below answering the questions we asked earlier today. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure to subscribe as well if you haven't already. And give us a rating if you haven't. We see the ratings coming in, and it's just super encouraging to see that. Mm-hmm. So thank you so much for your guys' engagement and just giving us those ratings. And we love you so much, and we hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day or your evening. My name is Tommy Nguyen.
And I'm Sophie Nguyen.
And we'll see you next Wednesday on That's a Win-Win Podcast.
Bye.
Peace.